Hi everyone, my name is Susie Q and I am the owner and maker of Glitter with Susie Q. If you like the content that you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and share. You can also connect with me by Facebook, Instagram, and email. Hey everyone, today we're going to make this Fall is Proof That Changes Beautiful tumbler. So on this front side, it's got this beautiful decal that I got from Cricut Design Space, and then on the back side it has this tree with the leaves that have fallen at the bottom of the tree. So stay tuned to learn how to make this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in a moment so that you can learn how to make this tumbler. So our first step is that we are going to paint our tumbler with this Pearl Copper Gold Arteza paint. I am just taking the paint and spreading it along and then using a paintbrush to paint it on. This actually had really good coverage, and so I only needed one coat of this gold color. If you don't have this exact paint, any gold paint, I mean, even if you did it white, it would be fine. You just want to make sure that you have a solid paint underneath where your glitter goes so that you have better coverage with your glitter. So just base paint it however you want to. If you're new at this and you don't have a ton of colors or supplies yet, just base paint it white and it will get the job done. But I went ahead and I painted it gold. And then I let it sit and dry for probably 45 minutes to an hour. I did a thicker coat of paint. And so I wanted to make sure that it was fully dry before I went in and applied my glitter with the epoxy method. All right, so our next step is that we are going to apply our glitter, and I prefer to use the epoxy method. If you prefer to use glitter glue, Mod Podge, however you prefer to do it, go ahead and do your preferred method. I just feel like I get better coverage. I get just a better overall look when I use epoxy. So I am just taking a thin layer of epoxy and I am spreading it all over my cup and just making sure that I have every little bit of this tumbler covered in epoxy. You want to make sure that you really get around the top rim and the bottom rim. Those are the places that I somehow miss all the time, and then I have to go through with my glitter glue later to add the to be able to add some glitter to those bare spots. So just make sure that you take your time in this and that you are really getting your entire cup covered in epoxy. So then I am going to take my first color, which is called Copper, from the Glitter Chimp. They are no longer in business, like you guys know. And then I just dumped the heck out of it on the bottom. That was not my intent. I had zero control today on how I poured the glitter out. So you'll see me just continue to dump glitter everywhere. And I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know why I couldn't just gently pour this out, but I couldn't. It wasn't in my wheelhouse that day, and that's okay. Some days are messier than others, and it's all right. So you'll see that I am covering the bottom, probably 2/3 of this cup with this copper colored glitter. I then will tap it off and try to get all the excess glitter off. And then I'm gonna clean up the copper glitter and I'm gonna move into my gold glitter. As you can see, it was a little hard to balance my cup, but I eventually got it to balance. And I am pouring back all of the copper glitter back into the glitter bottle. And then I am going to grab a new sheet of paper, and then I'm going to use the glitter Hey There. It's a really pretty gold fine glitter from the Glitter Chimp, and I'm going to spread that on the top third. I really want to blend these colors together because the vision that I had was like a very crisp, cold fall day, and so I kind of wanted the gold sky to bleed down into the copper sky and just have a really good ombre coverage of both of these. So you'll see that I'm kind of tilting my cup at a pretty good angle so that this gold glitter kind of slides down into that copper glitter and it gets a really nice fade into that copper glitter. After I did that, I put it on my turner and I did 2 coats of epoxy. Once those 2 coats were fully cured, I did a really good sanding job. I cleaned the rim off, and then I made sure that the cup was as smooth as I possibly could get it without going through all of the epoxy that I had. I then got this tree from Cricut Design Space, and I'll put the M number in the description below, and I cut it out in just plain black vinyl. I then am attaching it to the back side of my cup. So what I decided to do was I wanted to put this, I wanted it low enough that it didn't look like I had a floating tree, but I wanted it high enough so that I could put a mound of leaf glitter at the bottom. And you'll see here in just a moment what I mean about putting the leaf glitter. So I'm going to use the hinge method, and I am going to cut off the little bottom of the backing of the vinyl, and then I am just going to smooth it onto the cup. I apologize for not being totally in frame here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I didn't look up and see that I was out of frame for this, so my apologies. But I just went ahead and I guess I took the whole backing off. I guess that the hinge method wasn't working on this one. So I went ahead and I spread it all the way on there, and then I pulled my transfer tape off. So initially this tree decal was the only decal that I was planning on doing, but when I looked at it, I realized that it looked just really bare on the back, and I was like, I need to do something a little bit more on the back side. I wasn't happy with just the tree on the front, even though I knew that I was going to add a little bit more glitter to have the falling leaves effect. I just knew that I wasn't going to be happy putting a couple of those little leaves on this tumbler. So I looked through Cricut Design Space and I found this decal, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is actually the most perfect decal that I could find for this fall leaves tumbler. And so I went ahead and I cut it out. I am using textured vinyl from Techwrap Craft. I will have that bundle pack that I bought in the description below. And I am just applying line by line the decal. My one regret of this cup, I wish that I had put a very, very, very thin like shadow of black vinyl behind each one of these words. The problem is, once it is on the cup, at certain angles, it's very hard to read. So if you are going to do this, learn from me and put a very, very thin outline, like make a offset and like a thin outline of black vinyl so that it really pops off the cup. Right now it just kind of blends into the cup, and I really wish that it popped off just a little bit more, but not a huge background, just a shadow. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I know I'm blabbing, my apologies, but that's what I would do. Doing this cup again, I would definitely make a thin shadow with black vinyl around, at minimum, the words, probably also the leaves and the little acorn that's on there too. So learn from my mistake, put just a very small little thin background shadow of black. While you guys are watching me finish up this decal, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Also, if you wouldn't mind, hit the like button. Doing those two things helps share my channel to other people on YouTube, and my goal is to grow this channel so that I can share this content with as many people as possible. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and like this video. Thank you guys. Alright, so now that all of my decals are on there, I am going to take this leaf glitter and I am going to adhere it to the bottom of my tree. So I'm just taking a dab of epoxy and I am just spreading it anywhere that I want this leaf glitter to go. I probably went a little bit high up the tree, but I don't care. I love how it looks. It looks super, super cute. I would not take back how much leaf glitter I put on here. I love that it's a huge pile of leaves to show that we're kind of at the end of fall, beginning of winter, and it's kind of a cold, harsh day. And like, this is just a story that I made up in my mind as I was creating it. You'll see that I am wiping the bottom because I don't want any of that leaf glitter to be on the bottom of my cup, because that will make it super annoying to put epoxy on, and then you're gonna have to sand a bunch. And so I just made sure that I was happy where the glitter was and got it away from that bottom edge. As you can see, I'm now dipping my finger into the epoxy, and putting just random little splotches all around the leaves or where the leaves go on the tree, on the limb. And then I am just taking my finger and I am grabbing a leaf with my epoxy finger and just putting it right there on the tree. I'm trying to turn it so that it looks the right way, but it's a little hard. So some of them are upside down, some of them are holding on, some are a little bit away from the tree. It's okay. Remember, this tree has almost lost all of its leaves. It's a cold day. It turned out beautiful. So just put as many or as little leaves as you want to on the actual tree, and then pat down your leaves as much as you can. So I just took my bare finger, I know I shouldn't have, but I do, and I just pat down as best as I can those leaves so that they're not sticking straight up. So that helps you with the amount of epoxy coats that you have to do later. I then let this dry or cure for, I don't know, 8-12 hours. Probably came back the next day, and then I did my next step. All right, now I'm going to take my glitter glue 50-50 mixture, and I'm going to pour a little bit into this medicine cup. The reason why I'm pouring it into the medicine cup is that the mixture is very thin and kind of watery, and if I've noticed that if I pour it onto the cup directly, it just kind of runs off the cup and gets everywhere. And so I've learned to put it in a medicine cup and just dab my paintbrush in there and then rub the mixture wherever it needs to go. After I let it dry for about 2 hours, I went ahead and I put it on my turner and gave it 3 coats of epoxy. That way that leaf glitter was all the way sealed in. I have no pokey bits anymore, and it is an absolutely beautiful cup. I hope you guys agree, and if you don't mind, will you please like and subscribe? I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week. Enjoy your day, and thank you for watching. You can connect with me on social media with Facebook and Instagram, and you can also send me an email. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. But now it's time for you to watch the video that's suggested for you on the screen. Have a great day. Bye.